happening, people? Welcome back to another video. Today's a big one. Arsenal Chelsea preview. I don't mess around, man. We've got a big panel for you lot. But yeah, the first things first, don't like though. Hit the like button. I didn't run it last time. I was pissed. I saw the likes. I was like, nah. BAK in the building. Apparently there's a deal. We're going to speak about the deals as well. 2 deals apparently announced today. But yeah, don't forget, like button is very important. And as you can see here, subscribing to the channel is very, very important. I want to hit 2K. I want to hit 2K before summer. That'd be kind of lit. In short space of time, hit 2K. That'd be kind of blissful, man. But also, my guests all have their own thing going on. To YouTube, TikTok, this, that, their own channels, whatever they're doing. In the description after this video, you see all their channels. Follow them up, and we'll run it that way, yeah? Let's get a panel inside. CP, Arsenal fan, we saying?
Big up, man.
I haven't seen you in streams in a minute, by the way, which is a mad one. Where have you been, bro?
I'm here, man. I ain't been called up, man. I've been getting into too much arguments on streams. So I've been put in the sin bin.
Oh, no, it's calm. You can do yourself, man. Man. You've got James, another Arsenal fan, Ops. James been a minute. His Wi-Fi is always shit, but I don't know if you can hear me.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying?
Good?
What you saying, James? Well, why is the Wi-Fi always lagging every time we're on these streams? This guy. But anyway, what you saying, bro? Just in the building is always mouthing off at me all the time.
No,
telling me something. Good. Yeah?
Never, man. Come on, man. What going on, my bro?
Saying that. Dev, my guy, as always, streamed the other day. And the last time we had no Arsenal fans to rebut what we were saying, this time I'm sure today the panel was going to tell us something different, innit?
Nah, they got Madrid, bro. They're going to win. They're going to win both legs. Both legs. Home and away. Come on, Arsenal fans. What you telling me?
David to the channel, Doobs. What you saying, bro? Jay, what you saying?
Cheers for having me on there, man. Listen, perfect day to get the banner out. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what does that say? What does that? Let me see. What does that say? We're not Arsenal win or.
Bro, do you not see me? I was the one that I took this to the protest. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that apostrophe doesn't look big enough. So it looks like it says "were." That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but the apostrophe is not big enough. So from here, it looks like it says "were." So obviously the spelling is not correct. Obviously, it needs to be a bit...
Did you not see the apostrophe? You noticed it?
Not from here. I didn't. Not from here. Chess had to full screen it in it. So it's a good idea, but it's just not.
You know what? I'm offended.
I just on Top Six Show, you're gonna make it to a poster thing. Like you should definitely get that printed out. Like that's your thing.
He should have waited till after we played. I can't lie. He should have waited till after we played our game. Because if they just say they win, right? That's gonna look real. They're gonna come back with that. That's all I'm gonna say. But
so what?
I don't think we lose though. But we'll get into that.
Were you a Chelsea fan?
We saying
Chelsea fan, yeah?
Yeah, everyone here.
I didn't even recognize.
Yeah, it's Chelsea. Chelsea should be at the top. Arsenal should be at the bottom.
I believe a man is bantering us and he's putting it up on a whole poster. That's madness. I can't believe this.
No, hold on.
Yeah, this can't just be skimmed through.
But hold on, you Chelsea lads, are you just gonna let this run? You see how your standards are being dropped? That's not very Chelsea on paper on blue tack. That's not very Chelsea. You didn't even spend any money. That don't even look like it. That looks like it was a cheap pen as well. That's not the Chelsea way. Chelsea would have had laminated and it would have been proper. It would have been done on transfer deadline day and there would have been a Russian involved. That was cheap of you. That's not the Chelsea way. Let Chelsea down with that.
Big up yourself, Doobs, man. I don't know what you expected, though. But let me see that sign again.
Bro, I wrote it on the bus.
That's Fulham.
Do you know what it is?
Chelsea man don't catch bus. Chelsea man don't catch bus.
He can't even swear comfortably. He can't even swear comfortably. If you're gonna do it, be serious. Put the swear.
You know what it was, D? When I knew that, when I saw that silver chain, I knew it was a fraud. I knew it was a fraud. I just didn't want to say it. I knew it was a Fulham. I knew it was a Fulham boy. I knew it was a Fulham boy. I knew it was Chelsea.
Y'all gotta chill on my man. That's funny. I can't lie, but y'all gotta chill on my man. Y'all gotta chill on my man.
He started it, you know. He's got the sign up, you know. He started it, you know.
I'm putting it with you, bro.
That's not. It's blue tack. That's not Chelsea.
It's white tack.
That's not Chelsea.
That's
not Chelsea.
I don't know if Chet warned you about man. You're real trench boys here. I don't know what that. this small.
Hey, dude, you'll get used to them. You'll get used to them. Like
even black.
You'll find a way in it.
On the other side, that's not a leaflet or something. Please tell me it's black tape.
What's on the other side?
These are fans' protest. Your fans are happy.
Wait. What's on the other side of that sign? What's on the back?
That's fine, and you're right about that. What's on the other side of the sign, though, please?
And what's on the back?
Nothing.
Let's see. Prove it.
That's good. At least it was clear paper. Well done for that. I'll give you that.
Where'd you get the paper from? Did you rip it out of a book? Is it straight? Look, you got your
You know what? It's stuff like this. It's stuff like this, Ches. Why you lot don't own your own pitch? It's stuff like this, just cutting corners and doing stuff cheap. This is not very Chelsea of you. I just want to say that.
Hey, Chicks, he definitely should have gone print. We got to go printing shop, you know.
Yeah,
we got to go printing shop. Get it done properly.
Cheeky. Anyway,
unbelievable.
Super chat already came in.
Wait. What does that say? What does that say?
The sign, fam. Up the Chelsea 2-1.
Yeah, you got to have a proper sign. You can't just have it on paper like that.
Says zoom in on it again. Zoom in on it again. Show them the sign. Show them the sign.
It needs to be in black felt tip pen, bare minimum.
No, blue. That's Chelsea. Bro.
Can't see it. I can't see it.
No, seriously. Zoom in on them. Zoom in on the sign. Zoom in on the sign.
Hey, dude, show them one more time. Move on, yeah. Show them one more time. Show them one more time.
Look.
Come on.
What? So wait. So you got a
respect the dudes, man.
Oh, you got an F in English.
Poor. Rubbish.
You know, Olu as well.
Big up Olu. Yo. My man took it for your 9 English. He took it for your 9 English. Jesus Christ, man.
Hey, if you guys beat it though, let me tell y'all something really quick. We're the ones that gave you your last trophy. If you really
don't
beat
try and
it.
change the subject. We don't care about that. We're still focused on boobs.
You know what? Hold on, though, D. Before you go, this is us, though. You see, us Arsenal fans, we're realistic, and we'll say that that's a fact. So, can you be factual and say that sign is bollocks? Can you tell him that sign is bollocks?
No, dudes. We're focused. We're going to focus on this sign. Then we'll move on. Like this is what we do. Like chronological order. Let's focus on.
I ain't got long, so you gotta waste all your energy.
I don't mind. However long you've got, we've got no problem. Bro.
Hey, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
I can't read that.
I can't read that.
Exactly.
That's what we were saying the whole stream.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're on you for that.
That's what it looks like.
They're on
you.
You
know what? Let me ask Arsenal man a question, yeah? Let's start with Olu, innit? Just joined, yeah? Do you feel like Arsenal's team is good enough right now to stay in second place? Quick answer, yeah. Do you think like it will cement second and it will just stumble over the line and you're kind of going through a bad patch right now? What do you think? Just overall. Just Olu first.
Yeah. The only issue we got with that, to be honest.
One second. Go Olu.
Say, bro.
It's all right. Yeah. I mean, why not? I don't think the teams beneath us are that much better than us. I think we're still the second best team, and I think also as well, forget just individual players. I think there's a system that's existed for 2 years, even though it's different this year. But there's a system, there's a solidity that still exists within Arsenal. When you look at it, take away the fact we're not scoring a lot of goals, we're still a very hard team to beat, right? And so I think that
West Ham beat
more than I said a hard team. I didn't say impossible. So this is where year 9 English works, right? I said hard, not impossible to beat. Yeah.
The West Ham was so elite that they made it. They done the hard one.
On any given Sunday, anything can happen, right? On any given Sunday, something can happen. So I still feel Arsenal a hard team to beat. So that's why I think that we still have a better opportunity to finish second than the other teams below us.
All right, cool. I hear what you're saying. When you're saying Deke, I know you were speaking there. The
only thing I'll say about the Chelsea game is to finish in second. I mean, when we first played Chelsea at the beginning of the season at your ground, I would say in the first half and the first 50, 60 minutes, you guys were the better team. Like that was the first game that I felt that Chelsea were. It came together. It came together against Liverpool at Anfield because I thought that you guys kind of played them off the park.
You were competent in that game. Yeah, we hold our own.
I think against Arsenal, I think that was the first time I really felt, okay, Chelsea, if they get it together, they can become a real force. That's the first time I felt that. Obviously, since then, it's kind of fallen off, but I still feel I know Lavia and Caicedo, I feel like your midfield is just as strong, if not a bit stronger potentially. So that's what I feel about that. So that's the only thing I have. Because if we don't win this game, we'll be dragged into a top 4 battle.
That's why I asked the question. We asked
I didn't expect these men to speak sensible. Holy shit! Okay, we talking ball.
Yeah,
all
these
right.
men could talk ball, man.
I didn't expect that at all, man. I didn't expect that
100%.
No, that's real.
Dev or Dubes, one of you two, yeah? Give me an opinion on Arsenal in terms of finishing second. Do you feel like they'll drop off? This form will continue, or do you feel like they'll get it done?
They won't finish lower than third. That's my opinion. They won't finish lower than third. I think listen, let's not take Nottingham Forest lightly. They're doing their thing this season. I'm not 100%. saying you guys are gonna finish third, but you need to watch behind you. I think in terms of the game on Sunday, I'm not worried about Arsenal, but I'm worried about Chelsea. There's a difference. Yeah, because Arsenal with a front three of Trossard, Marino, and Nwaneri do not scare me. It's just a case like we know what our defense is like. They can capitulate on any given day, and usually against Arsenal at the Emirates, we do. Like 5-0 last season, one of the worst days of my life. Living in a
Say that again.
I said it. One of the worst days of my life.
No, before that. 5-0. Before that. That's the one.
Yeah, 5-0. I know. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm cool. That's why I'm protesting, and your fans are accepting mediocrity. Oh, what's he gonna write?
You wrote his note for him.
What are you protesting? What are you protesting about? What's the protest about? Like you personally?
The way I run. The fact that Chelsea Football Club, the amount of trophies we've won in the past 15, 20 years, and they've been here 3 seasons, we haven't even come close. We've got to one final against Liverpool, and we didn't even look like winning that. And the model, like we signed another kid who apparently looks to be a baller. We signed him last night. But, Quenda. But we need a goalkeeper, we need a centre back, and we need a striker, and we all need them to be experienced. I'm not saying we're going to get them in one window, but the model of signing young kids, hoping that they turn out, so they can either flip them for profit or maybe like bring them in a lot of money for the fans, obviously, so it's like an eye-catching player. But I'm not sold on the model, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans are on the same wavelength as me. That's why we protested. So I'm surprised when none of you lot have seen my face before on Twitter with that sign, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's what dude's his name. Yeah.
No, I'm not really an online guy like that. Obviously,
I think we're doing content anyway. And then was you one of the pioneers to start the protest? I'll get Dev's opinion after. Was you one of the pioneers to start the protest, or was you not?
No, so what it was, I was doing content anyway. I was just on TikTok only. And then we heard about the protest, and obviously I said I'd go to it. And then I made that banner. I remember I went to, if you must know, I went to WH Smith in Brentford.
Yeah, it's right by the stadium.
Yeah, and then I went to the game. Then it was outside the stadium, and then I was one of the first ones to get the banner out. And then people started taking pictures, and
okay. I'm gonna look for that.
And then after that, people like Lee Gunner quoted me. I went on his channel, and I've been on Carefree Lewis's channel. I've been on Football Terrace. And
that's how
I started up my own YouTube
that's
channel,
why he's here. Dubes, he wasn't doing.
It's a new thing for you. The streaming thing is a new thing.
Well, I was doing TikTok only before, but now I do YouTube. Now I'm still on TikTok because I've got like over 50k followers on there. But I'm starting up my YouTube because I'm a uni student part time, not part time. I'm a uni student full time. But when I go back,
I'm getting old, bro. I'm getting old.
Okay, big up yourself.
That's why the sign is pen and paper. Because it's a uni
student. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Bro, WH Smith bought the marker and the paper, yeah. WH Smith.
Now, big up yourself. Big up yourself for that, though, bro.
Yeah, what's your opinion on the protest and that? Like, just quickly, just on that part.
You know what? I was actually happy with the turnout. I think that can't be the only one. I'm ready to have another one before Spurs. I'll be honest. And I've been contemplating tweeting to call for another one. Me and my boy on TikTok have been contemplating it. But sorry, 1 second.
Wait till the end of the season. It was premature, in my opinion. The cause was right, but.
No, but if you do it consistently, like if you have one protest, that doesn't send enough of a message. You need to be protesting even when you're winning. So even now, when we're winning against the likes of Southampton and Leicester, which let's be honest, weren't great performances, we're just lucky that both teams. So it's like if we keep protesting, make it consistent, spread the message, then the owners might actually take us seriously. Then if at the very least, if not like go. I'm not saying they're going to go right now.
No. But let me challenge that only because I agree with you. I want the best thing, which is for Chelsea to succeed and continue winning trophies. But I always challenge when the protest is done for one specific reason. We said at the beginning of the season, what do we want for our expectations /standards / whatever the fuck you want to call it? Excuse my friend. We said, bring us top 4, bring us the Conference League, have us somewhat competitive in the other competition. That last part I said, we fluffed that. We went out the FA Cup shamefully. We went out the Carabao shamefully. So all we really have is top 4 and the Conference League. And I didn't say top 5, mind you. I said top 4. I'm 30 plus years old. We don't do top 5 around here. So my thing is, if you guys do these protests, right, and we end up getting top 4 and winning the Conference League, which is exactly our expectation for our new championship manager coming from Leicester to Chelsea, do you not think that makes us look stupid when we brought home what we expect to bring home? Now, I'm not saying about how the club is doing. Wait. Let me finish this point. I'm not saying it based on how the club is being run.
We're gonna move on, yeah? Big up.
Yeah. I'm not saying it based on how the club is being run. I'm saying based on results, because I think people keep neglecting that part of where these protests are coming from were results. We were dropping results left and right for at least 12 games.
Yeah, so Ads is joining as well. Dubes can respond as well, and we'll move on to the actual game. The point Dev's trying to make is he believes, which I agree to a certain degree, is that the protest came as a result of the results rather than the actual overall point they were pushing, because the same protest didn't happen a month or two before when the results weren't the way they are now. Do you get it? So not recency bias, I think that's harsh to say, but more circumstantial, confirmation bias, you could say. We're losing now. Okay, let's protest. I'm not happy. Ads, what are you saying to that point in particular? If you hear what I'm saying.
Yo, big up you, big up the panel. Yeah, man. So what was the point, bro? I was spaced out. What were you saying, bro?
No, basically he's saying that, do you think the protest was fair to happen now, considering the fact that we were actually...
Or it was premature? I think it was premature.
That's what Deb's saying.
I think it needed to happen. I just don't like the fact that there was no real coordination to it. There was no real structure to it. Again, if you're going to plan a protest like that, have like designated speakers. So you do your noises, you chant and all this crap and whatnot. You make a big deal about throwing dollars at a sign or whatever. Cool, do all that, fine. But then actually have people talk about the issues at the club, because is it we want the sporting directors out, we want the manager out, we want Clearlake out. I mean, we're not going to get rid of Bowley and the rest of them guys because there was a clause in the contract that Roman signed us so that nobody can sell the club within 10 years. So again, that's why I feel like the protest to me was just a waste of time. So I feel like I don't mind there being a protest because we need to uphold standards at the club. And it's been a shit show for 2 years. But obviously how it was conducted, I don't agree with. And I mean, listen, I think most of the complaint was about the transfer strategy. And now I see the same Chelsea fans that were complaining about that were protesting are now twerking over, oh, we got Quenda, we're going to get a Sugo, we're going to get all these other young players. I'm like, why are you lot getting happy about it? Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, we won the transfer market, but beating Man United, oh my God, we pulled their pants down. Cool, but like, sign me an experienced goalkeeper, sign me an experienced centre-back, and buy me a bagsman. That's what I need. I don't need more kids. I don't need that.
You know, so every Chelsea fan says they want the same thing.
Fan, right? If Chelsea had bought these young players but also improved the spine of the team, no one would complain, because we're getting money in. You're buying the youngsters also as well as securing the team. But the problem we have is you're buying all these youngsters, but then you're not buying the striker you need, the goalkeeper you need, the centre back you need, and it gets in the first team. Yeah,
can I just jump in on this?
Game, yeah.
Last point. We had this conversation almost like a year and a half ago, and I said, remember, I kept saying that if you look at the fact that it's clearly what Clearlake are, right? They're buying because obviously it's an investment, and I kept saying actually, and I remember your pushback was buying Caicedo, buying Enzo for 100 million doesn't show that. And I was like, actually, forget the marquee. Look at the rest of the signings. It's just showing that it's essentially you're owned by a business who has to make money for people who invest into them. So of course they're going to buy young players because the easiest way to make a profit from football is buy more and then sell for a higher fee, right? And so I think Chelsea fans need to somewhat accept the reality you're in right now. You're owned by a company who has to make profits in the end, whether it's now or in 10 years' time. So they need to stock up on people to flip that, as everyone can say now. And yes, they might sprinkle here and there, but I don't think it's the same like Roman. Chelsea was a love project for when Roman owned you, because he invested.
I do. Are you basically saying then that like don't expect Chelsea, the club, to buy the players I've just mentioned? So I shouldn't expect that. Or I'm not saying don't expect it. Obviously, you should expect it as a Chelsea fan because you want the best for your club, right? What I'm saying is that realistically, that might not happen, or it's not going to happen the same way it was on the Roman when you're bringing the likes of
You're bringing in Crespo, Mutu, Varane, who was Duff, Robin in the same window. That's not going to happen anymore. Like 20 years ago, is it like we're not there anymore? It's a different time, different era. Roman's gone, and it's going to be different.
Yeah, of course. I agree with that. But yeah, let's get to the game.
Can I add on this?
Go on, last point, and move on to the game.
Welcome, guys. I just want to say this. Before, you guys were run like Real Madrid. Now you guys don't have a direction. That's the reality. Roman Abramovich ran you guys like a sturdy ship. It didn't matter who came in, revolving doors, managers. It didn't matter. The direction of the club was led by the owner. Right now, you guys don't seem to have a direction, because a couple of years ago, you went win now, sacked the manager, got rid of all the players you signed that window, went youth project. Now that you're in the middle of the youth project, you need to start signing more experienced players, but you keep changing managers. None of these young players that you have are getting the same message sent to them. And now that you have a tough route, now that you have a little tough, your ownership said, we're not going to invest this window. We're going to hold out until the summer. So it might take a year, or it might take another year before we see Chelsea progress to the level where they're guaranteed top 4 and competing in all comps again. But right now, in the short term, it's just about picking up small wins and trying to build, because I don't think you guys are ready to be saying we're going to compete in the Champions League next year. We're going to compete for the league next year, guaranteed. You still need to build on what you have currently, and it comes from your ownership. It comes from your ownership not having the same level of experience and direction as your previous ownership. And the Chelsea 100%. of old, you can hold the standards by being fans, but you cannot expect the same level of expectations from people who don't have those expectations and have never delivered at that level. Chelsea right now is under new ownership are going through the same struggles that Manchester United and other clubs have gone through in the past. You're going to have to see if the new ownership can ever build you to the level of your previous ownership.
Yeah. That being said, there's one key. This is last point. There's one key difference between us right now and where United are right now, and where Arsenal were. Again, we have the money, and these guys have shown that they're ambitious. Where the Man United fans were angry at the Glazers was that, they're not spending enough, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. They went through summer windows on not signing certain players. Arsenal went through windows signing only one goalkeeper, no outfield players, no this kind of stuff, right? With us, as much as I don't like the transfer strategy, we're still seeing the ambition. We're still seeing them actually sign multiple players, a lot of players, and sometimes even, again, splashing on the big guys like Caicedos and your Enzos and whatnot, right? So at least there's that. I don't like it, but at least there's way more ambition, which is why it's different to how Man United are now and where Arsenal were 5-6 years ago when they were finishing.
I want to push so close. I think I hear what Gal's saying overall, but I agree with Ads at the end, where it's like it's not completely the same. I wouldn't compare the two. I think Chelsea, with the amount of money we have, unfortunately, or fortunately, the way you want to look at it, money can get you out of problems. So even despite the fact that they might not have a direction or it might not be clear, eventually, like logic tells you, it's going to somehow work out. Eventually, I don't know how long.
Yeah, money is gonna stick.
How much money? But when you have loads of money and you keep we're gonna land 5 world-class players eventually, whether you like it or
not. PSG. Look at PSG. Perfect example.
I want to respect
let me just pause you guys there. I'm not saying Chelsea.
You have to go soon, innit? You just go soon. Go on, dude.
I'm not saying Chelsea are never going to be good. I'm just simply saying you guys, your direction seems scattergun, and that comes from the ownership. I get why people don't trust the ownership.
You know what?
Yeah, no. Basically, to go back, first of all, nice to meet you, Gal. Do you know who I am?
Big up,
yeah, that's me.
We've really gone past your stupid sign.
But Gal made a video on it. Gal made a video on it. That's why I'm saying it.
Oh,
on TikTok, yeah.
Gone past your sign, man. We can't see your sign. We've gone past
I just want to say, you lot, yeah, Dubes don't give a fuck about Chelsea. You know, he's just there for his
simple.
own. I'm just letting you lot know that. Man said, hey, this is me. Fuck Chelsea. This is me. Like he don't care about you guys. He's just here to plug his TikTok and fuck off. He don't care about Chelsea.
That's it. Hey, chicks, if you want to plug his thing, what you should have done, you should have had it all signed and all logo on it. And then he coming with one piece of paper in his uni room.
Alright, let me say this. No, I got to jump off in a I got to jump off in a second.
What are you saying? You're too famous for us now.
No, with the protest, right? No, I got to jump. Well, I'm traveling. I got with the
protest, all right.
I don't have the I don't have an issue with the protest. With the protest, I don't have an issue with the concept of the protest, right? I agree with you in terms of like the way it just like it came after just a period of like bad results. I think like the fans, I was ready to have a protest like almost a year ago, but obviously like I don't think many like the fans were like kind of on that, because under Pochettino, even though it wasn't as bad as the previous season, we were getting results here and there. But I just think the reason we protest is because a lot of Chelsea fans, like myself, are used to like the winning feeling where like we're competing for trophies season in, season out. And maybe that's not going to be the case under this new ownership. But to go through 3 seasons where we haven't even looked like we're going to be competing or challenging for trophies, I haven't got, me personally, call me entitled, I haven't got that kind of time to wait, to hope of signing all these young kids and hope they're going to turn out to be like the next big thing. The only elite signing, in my opinion, that we've made under this ownership is Cole Palmer. And even then, that was a young signing where we didn't know he was going to turn out to be the level he is now. Let's be honest. A lot of Chelsea fans didn't expect it. We thought he was going to come in and be like a rotation player to the likes of Christopher Nkunku and be rotated with Carney Chukwuemeka to an extent. So
I hear it. Yeah, it's an interesting debate. EU adds Dev Agal. He's been obviously a rival. All different opinions. So it's not clear cut. What you believe in, what's the truth or not. But on the game, because obviously,
but listen, I got to jump off. Though. Cheers, having you on. I'll come soon.
No, man,
that's me, bro. But yeah, on the game, yeah, it's going to be very interesting because 2 teams who have no attacks or the attacks are poor, coming up against each other. Obviously, Arsenal's defense clears ours exponentially. Our attack is probably a bit more competent than theirs, but Palmer's off form, for example. Deb, let me start with you, yeah? Where is this game won, lost, or drawn for Chelsea? Like, what were we saying? Is there no hope? Because I said to you the other day we're not going to win because of Chelsea.
I'm going to be real with you. We're going to win the midfield battle. We're going to lose the defensive battle. Well, we're flipping a coin on the attacks here. Palmer's off it. Like, really off it. And I don't expect him to just turn on that semblance of world-class form we saw just against one of the best, if not the best defense in the league. That's not how this is about to go. So the best chance we have to win the game or get something out of the game, if I'm being humbly honest, is we need to make sure we win the midfield battle. That's the place we're actually the most stacked. That's the place we can actually, compete with Arsenal. I feel like we're gracefully coming up against an Arsenal that is missing Saka. Forget Havertz. I'm not saying I don't rate Havertz. I'm just saying if he doesn't scare me like that, don't remind me of the 5-0. Completely different game, completely different manager, completely different system. Talking in present with what's going on in reality. If we do not win that midfield battle, it's not going to be pretty.
Do you agree with Dev there?
I mean, yeah, I agree for the most part. I think if I wasn't watching Arsenal, I would go into this saying, "Oh, yeah, we're going to lose," because that's just what we've been doing. We might perform well because sometimes we do that in big games, but I mean, our record in big games is awful. Like, we're not beating any big sides this season. The only time we beat a big team in the last 2 years was United at home.
United at home and Spurs every year. That's it.
I don't count Spurs. They're not a big team. That's cash money for us every year. But again, your Arsenals, your Liverpools, your Cities, there are some good performances in there. But more time it's a draw, it's a loss, and this should be a loss if we weren't facing Arsenal at like the best possible timing, because they look awful. Like, they look absolutely dreadful. Devoid of ideas, devoid of individual ability. Again, like, you look how poor they were against Man United. That was Man United that's literally on their knees, and they look that bad against them. And if you look at their attack, Waneri's got a little something, fair enough. Trossard's not horrible, cool, but Martinelli is. Marino up front is. I think their best bet, if I was to actually be worried about what they're going to do in their attack, it would be actually they put Calafiori up front. As mad as that sounds, he's got a little bit of something compared to the rest of them, man. So it's not great for them either, which is why this could easily be 0-0 and a very skippable game. But we'll see, man, because the only thing that worries me more about this game, other than, again, that is Arsenal, and normally they are good. They have a decent midfield, a good defense, and every now and then they can score a couple of goals, right? But these games can be decided by the players. And maybe they might have a Bozo moment in them, but we know we've got a Bozo moment in us. And then that defense, and then that goalkeeper.
Literally, before I let the Arsenal man come in, I let Justy go first, get spoken for a while. Literally, spot on. Arsenal are a good team. They have a great defense in terms of the European. They've proven it over 2 years now, you could say. Their midfield is decent. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's decent. And their attack with Saka there is good. He's not there, so now it's a bit subpar. But the issue is that I just saying is like I just said on Don's stream, jelly legs. Chelsea mentally, for some reason, can perform well for 90 minutes, 85 minutes, and have a bozo moment every single time. So the saddest part is that's why all the Chelsea fans in unison, no one's coming with Chesko and we're gonna beat you, man. It's gonna be easy, even though you're crap. You might not that good, you're not. But Chelsea, unfortunately, have too many bozo moments. If it's not Sanchez, it'll be Cole.
Can I ask a question? Because no, I want to ask specifically on that because you say the reason why I'm asking that question. You said we're crap, but you have bozo moments. Because I think that's an interesting way of putting things across, right? Because essentially you're saying that you're better than us, if not for the mistakes you make, right? But we're just
no. But the reason why we're not better than you is because the mistakes you make is my point.
No, right. But you're saying what you're saying is that if you don't make those mistakes, you're better than us. Is that what you're?
No, but we do make the mistakes. So I'm saying
that's what I'm going. I'm going to give you an if Chelsea don't make those mistakes, are Chelsea a better team than Arsenal?
If Chelsea stop doing the bozo moments, I'll be quite confident at least.
Yes, I'll do what you're looking for. Yes.
Well, can I say that I wouldn't say we're better than Arsenal because having a lot of bozo moments isn't part of their identity. With Chelsea, it's a part of this current Chelsea team's identity. So you can't really remove that when it's a fundamental issue this season. I've seen us outplay many teams and then have a bad moment, and that costs us 2 points or costs us 3 points. So that's just what it is.
Perfect example, before we move to Justine and Negal, is literally last season, we were dominating the whole game. The whole game, Sanchez gives the ball to Rice.
That's 2-0.
That had nothing to do with Arsenal were a decent team. They didn't play bad.
No, but you're only picking one game last season. Why not pick the 5-0 game?
No, but just that's the extrapolation. That's Chelsea and
the injuries.
But just to chime in on Olu's point though, yeah. So you lot are saying, considering where we've finished in the league for the last few years and where you guys have finished in the last few years, you lot genuinely think you're better than us at playing football than we are, minus your mistakes, just as a whole.
Wait, let me answer you on that.
Just a simple, quick yes or no, please. You lot genuinely think you're better at us than football without your mistakes?
I can't just say yes or no, but I'll tell you why. Yes, and the way Arteta has you playing right now, yes. The way you were playing a few years ago under Arteta, no. There's a huge difference in those two teams. And that's why I'm saying I can't just say yes or no. If Arteta actually starts having you play like he used to have you play, you guys might be looking at actually winning the league. And that's me being transparent. But for some reason, he put the hammer.
You're not being genuine, because think about it. The way we play is shit. The way you play is great, but we continuously, every year, even the year before that, and now we're finishing above you every year. So no matter what style Arteta picks, the league has proven we're better than you. Do you get what I mean?
Then the last year, absolutely. Yes.
1 second.
But even this year,
One second.
Bad the red cards. We're finishing.
Wait. One at a time.
Hold on. One person at a time. Yeah. Let them respond and just speak for a gal because Dean needs to speak. It's spoken for a while.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. It's whoever has a point.
I thought you were going to say something, innit? That's all I was saying.
I was going to say the point I was making is when you say that without your bozo moments, that's like saying Arsenal with consistency. Like the whole point of what you're saying is because of those bozo moments. That is part of your team. So when you say Cole,
no, but we all agree that all the Chelsea fans agree that.
When you say you fully agree that if you didn't have bozo moments, then that means Cole will be the best back in the world, and Sanchez will be one of the best goalkeepers in the world. The reason why they're not one of the best is because of those bozo moments. So you can't say without the bozo moments.
You know the issue with the conversation?
They let me speak, and I let me speak
myself, bro. I literally said to everyone in this chat, am I going mad? I literally said,
I didn't say that. No one said that.
I literally said we're literally performing at a certain level, but because we have bozo moments in big games, we never win them. I'm being consistent.
And Olu asked a hypothetical, which says you take the bozo moments out. What will you do?
I did ask the hypothetical question, right?
I didn't say hypothetical.
It was me. I was asking a hypothetical question because, like, it's just the framing of the statement, right? And because if you frame your statement as Arsenal are bad, right, a bad team, which is what you were saying. You say you guys are
right now, not in general. Right now, I'm saying, yeah,
right now. You're being disingenuous.
I think they're crap offensively. They're crap offensively. They're not crap in general, though.
You're not crap.
Exactly.
Yeah, even offensively, I wouldn't say Arsenal.
I'm not gonna lie to you. They have not been good the last few months. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we've been too.
But they're not crap. That's all I'm saying.
That not being good is getting Arsenal to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That not being good is Arsenal still second in the league. So it's not being good that you're talking about, is based on the standards that we have for ourselves.
Talking about in general.
No, you're not understanding. I'm saying the standard that Arsenal have, that we feel like we should be winning the league now, is our not being good. Our not being good is better than your good.
So but the thing is, your form of the last couple of months is similar to ours, which is obviously bad. That's why we're on it. Where you are in the list is when you started the season. You started the season in really good form. Champions League, it is what it is. You played PSV. Of course, you're going to beat them. That's what it is.
I need you guys to bring this chess after Real Madrid because I don't want to see no chess on PSV. But let's have some fun.
Crazy.
Nah, let's really have some fun.
Hold on. Even if Liverpool, even if Real Madrid beat us 32-0, we're still better than you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I just say? Right, I said that we're not better than Arsenal. Arsenal are better than us. I still think you are crap. But again, there's more reasons to just bozo them. I don't want to put it down to just bozo them. That's why Chelsea are where they are. As much as we sometimes play pretty football and that, I've been on Maresca and on the defense for how we can't control a game defensively. Arsenal aren't going to crumble as much as we do in games. And again, that's not even just bozo moments. That's just like organization. That's consistency. That's good coaching. And I think that we lack.
Yeah, I think a guy wanted to say something before, and I let just Dean forward speak. So if you want to just land
there we go.
But again, just to be clear, I don't think it's just bozo moments. There's more things than just attacking football.
Before can we just say this? I'm saying it is
everyone backs their team to a certain degree. And it looks like you Chelsea fans don't think you're too far away from challenging for the league based on what you guys are telling me. Because because that's the expectations.
What's a challenge to you, Ego? Like the way you've been challenging?
For the last 2 years where we've been
we're not close to that. We're close to lightly challenging.
That is the level that Man City and Arsenal have been at for the last couple of years, and Man City and Arsenal this season have taken a little bit of a dip. Now, if you want to say we're on the same boat for top 4, I will agree with you there. If you want to say this season we have not been our best, I agree with you there. But the moment you say Chelsea and Arsenal, there's not that much different between the two teams. I think at our best and your best, there's levels between that. If you want to say
what's Chelsea's best?
I think Chelsea's best is you can blow away small teams like Wolves and Brighton, but when you come up against good teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, you struggle to break them down and you struggle to go toe to toe with those teams. Where you can go.
We didn't struggle to go toe to toe with Liverpool. It was 2-1. It was a close contested game.
You don't win the game.
No, but you know what with Chelsea?
Arsenal against my 1 second. Let me finish. My point is Chelsea can be bullies against the smaller teams and destroy them, but struggle against the top teams where it comes to competing against the top teams. And that is down to your inexperience. That's down to your defense. That's down to just the pressure in those games where Arsenal, at our best, we should be able to bully some of the smaller teams. We struggle in those sometimes. So, Olu, I know you're about to say that, but
I was going to say that.
But my point about Chelsea is we can't say Chelsea's in that boat until they start showing consistency in these games against the top 6 teams. And then we will say, you know what? You're beating the small teams. You're beating the big teams. You can go on to win the league eventually. But right now, it's not there. That's where Arsenal have been for the last 2 years, and that's where you need to be before you start saying we can compete with Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool.
So I was going to ask on the girl's points perfect question, and also I agree with Ford as well in terms of when he analysed and said the ways of playing. Like that's the difference right now between Arsenal and
I agree with that as well. Yeah.
So I'll ask this: we know Arsenal's best. Arsenal's best is last season, right? Chelsea's best so far will be the start of Maresca this year.
20 games. Yeah, 20 games.
Yeah.
19 games.
So then, if you say the best of Arsenal was the best of Chelsea, who wins that game?
Should be Arsenal.
Right. So that then leads me to the point of me saying that Arsenal are the better team in terms of, and also don't get me wrong, Maresca's got a very short time, so it's unfair to compare them, right? Arteta's had more time to work his system to the players. They understand they've done it over and over again, right? And this is where when it comes now to talking about this game, and we're talking about how Arsenal don't have a good attack. I hate Arsenal's attack right now, right? But one thing I bank on is Arsenal is still a very difficult team to beat. right? We might lose games like we lost against West Ham, but you still know that Arsenal in a game is a fight, right? And I think earlier on I said, Don's chat, I said the difference in Arsenal now and Chelsea, which is a total flip from years ago, is that Arsenal are bullies now. So even in the game where we're not good at attacking, we can still physically play a game. I still see Chelsea's biggest problem is that when you get physical with your team, you might struggle because you don't have that many physical players anymore, especially in midfield. It's you got Enzo and Cancelo. Cancelo could run for days. Don't get me wrong, right? He's almost like Kante, but I feel like every time Arsenal have played Chelsea recently, the physicality is shown in terms of us being able to just impose ourselves onto the game. And even last season when we drew 2-2, and yes, there was a Bozo moment, but also you can see Arsenal going back into the game. And I think there's a level of control that Chelsea don't yet have within your team. Also, Chelsea
and you made a good point. And you literally caveated that by saying, obviously, you've had your manager for X amount of time. We've had a manager for 9 months. So obviously, you're not good. He hasn't walked into prime Chelsea. We've got John Terry Lampard, and all he's got to do is pick up the pieces. He's having to develop a team who finished 6th last year and underperformed. So obviously, he's different. And so what I mean is when I say it's not much difference, is because you've shown a certain level, you've slightly regressed this season, but you've been at a certain point for 3 years now. That's a big sample size. With Chelsea, I'm seeing steady progression, slowly. And I know it's a big if, but that's what we were talking about when the guy said correctly about the board being directionless. If that changed, I don't see why we couldn't sign these players to push up the league. But if it won't happen, then I agree with you, man. It's going to take a long time to have to develop the players and see how it goes. But if they do pattern up, like Ads and Dubes are protesting about, then there's no reason why Gyökeres coming in or Osterman coming in for us in summer wouldn't push us up that next level.
But look at the profile of your signings. Your profile of your signings doesn't tell me you want to win now. It just tells me you're building for the future.
100%, yeah, 100%.
So until I start seeing progress to the level where you guys make that jump from showing performances against the smaller teams and start showing better performance against the bigger teams, I don't trust you guys in a European competition. I don't even know how you guys are going to do in the Club World Cup against some of the bigger teams. I think you guys could get your ass handed to you. It could get ugly. Now you're worrying about top 4, bro. You're about to play in the Club World Cup.
But to be fair, on that point, how many teams have battered us in the last 2 years, though?
No, but how many times have you faced Arsenal battered you? If I'm not mistaken,
the exception doesn't make the rule. The exception doesn't make the rule. How many times have we got battered?
No, but how many times have you been in the Champions League since for the last?
No. Now we're moving the goalpost. I'm asking you a question.
No,
how many times?
But that's where you face the best of the best. You've been playing.
Listen to my question. Yeah, I understand you were saying about the Champions League. We don't know, innit? But I'm saying in terms of the last 2 years we've seen, this season, last season, we've only got battered once. So I don't understand what you're saying. We can get battered. I don't agree with that.
And ironically, it was by you.
And ironically, that was our worst game.
That
was our terrible game. That was the worst game I've seen, literally. Right? So what I'm trying to say is, despite the fact we don't win the games, we're still competitive in them. But I agree with you. We still need, like Olu said, the tactics, the aggression, the quality to improve, to compete, to win. Because Arsenal...
Also the maturity as well.
Wait, let me use Miguel's logic against him.
Arsenal don't lose. They usually draw. That's the difference between us and you, man, this season. Is you, man, have 10 draws and we have X amount of losses for a reason. That's what we don't have, innit?
And you want to know something? Majority of those draws, honestly, small margins. They could have easily been wins. Like
Exactly.
Our performances this season, the reason why we're saying it's not good enough is because we're expected to challenge for the league. You're really where you're supposed to be right now. No insult.
That's not lie. I mean, sorry, for you to say the logic of you've only drawn these games based on small margins. You can go to when our run started in terms of coming from title challenge to where we are now, Everton to Bournemouth. A lot of those games were very, very tight margins, little mistakes, little back passes that went on was away. Sanchez missing big chances with 3xG. It's the same thing. So you can't say that for you guys.
We both have the same issue though. Where there's similarities is we both have had similar issues. Our attack has not been able to get us the win, but we've drawn. Your attack has not been able to get you the points. You've been losing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You couldn't say that it's different. I'm saying it's similar.
I want CP to speak about the game. Yeah,
fair enough.
So, all right, so that was lovely. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody got to say what they wanted to say. Everybody said and got their little clips for socials and that, and everybody spoke and stuff, and that was great. So are we all in agreement that at playing football, considering we both play in the same league and play the same teams every week, and we do better than you every year consistently for the last 2 or 3 years, and that's the best barometer to judge me versus you and our team versus your team because we play the same teams. Are we all in agreement that at playing football, Arsenal are better than Chelsea at the moment?
Yes. No debate.
Thank you. I'm glad you lot
there
spent
shouldn't be a debate on that.
17 minutes talking about that, but that's all our point was. Thank you.
Let me add on to that, CP. Yeah? Chelsea are getting their act together. So when they played Arsenal, when they play Liverpool and stuff, you can tell that they're getting this football. They're clicking a little bit in terms of playing football. But to be honest, in the last 4 or 5 years, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City have been in their own mini league from everyone else in the teams. This is the truth of it. Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City are they're turning this league into Real Madrid, Atletico, and Barcelona. That's the truth of it. These 3 teams have been clearing away the best 3 teams in the Premier League. I know Arsenal haven't won it, but they've been the best 3 teams in the Premier League.
I'm glad you said that.
5 years.
Glad you said that.
They've been in their own bracket. This is the truth. Chelsea have got the potential to push into it because when they're playing against these teams, they're competing at the higher level. Chelsea deserves to be there. They will get there. But Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City are on a different bracket to everyone else in the Premier League. And it's as simple as that. This is just the truth of it.
I don't think any Chelsea fan is denying that. That's never been the case. I think
you just watch them do that, Ads. You just watched these 2 men deny that we're better.
We're talking about right now. We're talking about our form right now. We're talking about your team right now. That wasn't about the last 3 years. How can we argue with the table the last 3 years? We can't argue that. We're talking about right now.
No, let me clear.
But we're talking about right now. We're only a few points off you. If we win, we're like 2 points off you.
Now,
the difference right now isn't big.
And if you lose,
Olu asked a hypothetical that said if we didn't have bozo moments, that's where this all started. And I told him, presently, this season, if you took the bozo moments away, this would be the first season we've been better than. Then you guys took it out of context where it's like you were like, oh, I said we were better than you guys the last few years when clearly we were finishing in butt average positions. Like let's not do this here. We were shit. We were in the mud for 2 years straight.
No, but then literally that point where you said the bozo moments, Olu was so offended to even hear you man say that you think the only reason we're not better than you is bozo moments is disrespectful to us. That's what we're basically saying.
So we're talking about right now.
We were talking
right now.
I'm saying for the last 2.5 years consistently, not just right now.
No. But the game's this weekend. So we're talking about now. We're not talking about the last 2-3 years. What?
So you not have been on this stream saying that our attack is pants, and you've scored 1 goal more than us this season.
Wait.
So what's your attack?
Wait. We're going to clear up all the misconceptions, right? Any Chelsea fan that says that we've been better than you and those moments are the only reason we haven't been better than you in the last 3 years are stupid.
Sorry before you go. Sorry, that's what I thought you lot were saying. That's what I heard.
No.
My apologies. That's what I heard.
Brother, you're talking about the young fan. There's sense here, okay? There's sense between all 3 of these brothers up here, okay? We know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stevie, the point is we can say Arsenal been better than us the last how many years? 2-3 years after Champions League, basically, yeah. But we're saying this season is not far apart. That's what we're saying. This season. And yes, that's because you've regressed and we've kind of gone where we should have been. But at the same time, we still feel like we have levels to go up, and you feel like you've got levels to go up. We also agree. One to Olu. We also agree. You at your best is still higher than us at our best.
But also you had a fantastic start to the season as well. I mean, remember, like you guys were talking about, second in the league, 1 win away from Liverpool. I mean, so you started like a house on fire.
But Olu, if you're being serious, if we kept the consistency that we showed in the first 20 and finished out essentially the last 18 that way, we would have finished second. That's the whole point.
But if my mum had a penis, she'd be my dad. Do you get what I'm saying?
But also, this is the point.
You gotta chill with that one.
This is the point I said about maturity, right?
That's what I'm trying to say. The point is, we didn't see the fall off being that severe. I thought at worst if we fall off, we would have been in third, but we fell off way harder than that.
Volume, man. We're stinking.
Bro. Wait, bro. The thing I'll say is this: if you look at historically, right? Historically, go and look at Premier League. There's always a team that starts off where they don't. I must say, Chelsea are different because obviously of your history and you've won stuff. But every season there's a team that starts off really, really well, and even this year, Nottingham Forest is that team. And then the difference is that Nottingham Forest keep going, but they end up falling off, right? So it's not impossible for you to have an amazing start and then to fall off, right? The thing about it is the reason why what this is happening is because the maturity isn't still there. And again, all the things that many fans would have said in terms of it's a new manager, it's, you know, people saying Cole Palmer FC. I mean, it's starting to prove itself that once Cole Palmer stopped performing at a level, and the other players had to rise, and they're not rising at a level that you need them to. So it shows that it's not specifically a great team right now. It's a great set of individuals who on their day can do something amazing, but when it going gets tough and they all have to pull it together, they don't seem to be able to do so right now. So that's also some of the flaws that I started the season. Ches was there. I apologized to Ches at one point. I wish I never did, because I said to him, "I'm sorry," because I thought
take it back, bro. You can't take it back, bro. It's too late.
I thought Chelsea were not going to be this good, and I apologize when you guys were second, because like maybe I got it wrong, and somehow, obviously now it's more proven to what I thought would be.
It leveled out. It leveled out.
It leveled out because it's. I think most Chelsea fans look at your team as great individuals. On paper, you look at the names, you go Caicedo, wow, Lavia, the potential of Lavia, the potential of Enzo, the potential of Palmer. You know, Neto was meant to be good at Wolves and so on and so forth. But when you put them together as a team, on their day, they can be really good. But on their day as well, they could just look like a bunch of individuals who don't know what they're doing yet within a system. 100%, that's a problem.
I want to push the likes. Likes are doing okay, but I need you guys to hit the like button, push the algorithm, support all the channels as well. Description below, all the channels will be there. Every single one of the channels, or TikToks or Twitter, wherever you want to use. So make sure you follow that up. Also, making sure you comment and let us know your thoughts and opinions. Let's talk about the game. That was a good segue. Very, 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 very good segue, actually, in terms of overall. But on the game, I personally can see this happening. Chelsea 0-0, Arsenal 0-0 half-time. And you might score a header, and you might score an Odegaard brace. That's because Chelsea are just really poor, and Arsenal get the job done against big teams. I think it's that simple, in my opinion. Arsenal always compete in big games. They usually get a draw or win. At home, you'd expect Arsenal to win, especially against Chelsea right now. But I personally can't see a world where Arsenal don't win the game. Two reasons why. Wow. Chelsea's bozo moments and Arsenal just having enough in big games to get over the line. Because unfortunately, Chelsea haven't had one manager to build that mentality with the same squad, with the same ethos. We're building that now. So Arsenal being 5-6 years deep, I would kind of expect them to win this game, and they usually have in the past. But unless Chelsea can prove me wrong, now I'll come on these streams with you man all here next week when we review the game and go, you know what, I was wrong. But Sanchez is due to start. Defense is okay. Fofana's back, that helps. Lavia's back, that helps. But
Ches, are you watching? Ches, I need to know before we continue. Are you watching the game? Because every time Chelsea play, you seem not to be watching
the game. But I'm outside, man.
No. See, so guys, when Chelsea are winning, this guy is watching the game. He's giving us updates. Look at this. Look at that.
Hey, Dev, you're on my chats. I'm always watching Chelsea. Don't lie.
It's good to come outside.
You're right. You know, you're right.
Chelsea be losing every week.
Conveniently.
AJ and Dever here. Do I always watch the games? I'm always telling these man not to watch it. I'm always outside.
I'm gonna be real with you. The only time, and I have all these men in the chat. The only time we don't watch games is if it's like a real pressing family concern. Like they like most of us watch it. I'm being honest with you. Those games we watch them.
Let me ask you guys a question, because nobody's talked about it yet. Is Cole Palmer gonna step up? Because what's gone? Because
we can talk about it.
If Bukayo Saka goes through it, Cole Palmer goes through it, there's a certain Phil Foden never goes through it, and he never gets that criticism, because I rate Cole Palmer higher than I rate Phil Foden.
You have AJ, by the way.
Right now, this guy's been stinking it up since January, but your team has stepped up the last two games. Can he finally step up in a game versus the Big Six? Because I haven't seen him step up recently, and you guys need him.
AJ,
is it
AJ, go ahead, bro. You just done. You get that.
What was the question?
No, I rate Cole Palmer, man. I think the person who should get the criticism is Phil Foden. That guy's been sticking it up all season. At least Cole Palmer had a good couple months.
What's the actual question though? Like, what do you want to know?
The question is, do you think Cole Palmer is going to turn it on and start firing from now to the end of the season, or else you're going to have big questions next season, going into next season for Cole Palmer if he doesn't step up?
Who's gonna? Why would you? Because you say we're gonna have big questions. We're gonna have big questions. I'm not having no big questions on Cole Palmer. He needs to step up. That's period. If he's gonna do it, I don't know.
But we agree.
I hope he's gonna do it, but he has the ability to do it. My problem is I think Cole Palmer is suffering from fatigue. You know, that's what I think it is.
That's kind of the question I was asking.
The problem, the main thing is we don't really have somebody that can come in and replace him for a few games.
You had him in January. You got rid of him.
I don't know if we did have him because whoever that person was, I'm assuming is Felix you're talking about. He wasn't really putting up any numbers on the board for us. So, you know, he's had his opportunities, and look at him now at Milan. Now they talking the same stuff as him as we were. So, you know, I don't know how closely you watch Chelsea, you know, but you know, right now we don't really have too much people who's gonna give us what Palmer's been given. So I don't know. Hopefully he does. I don't think he's gonna get a rest. So he just got to play through it. That's literally what it's gonna come down to.
Can I ask a question? I've got a big problem with players being tired as an excuse or as a reason. Reason being that, like, one, he's 22. He's not 35. His recovery time should be a lot better at the age of 22.
Well, tired is not just physical.
I know, but I'm almost 40, and I'm telling you right now, like, when I get out of bed, I've got to stretch about 15 minutes because I'm old now, right?
Bro.
But what I'm saying is that he's 22, and we've seen players. I mean, it seems like this generation of players that we're at right now, and yes, we play 60. Maybe they play 60 games this season, and that's a lot. But when I was growing up, I watched Messi play every single game for Barcelona. Same was Ronaldo for when he played in Man United and played Real Madrid. Like the best players in the world, the players who
you listing insane players. Let's just put that out there. You listing insane players. I'm doing
it purposely for points.
Messi and Ronaldinho. That's where you went.
Ronaldinho. I'm doing 4 points. The best players in the world don't get rested. They don't, because they're that special and they're that important to their teams. And a part of me feels like, in terms of Cole Palmer, weirdly enough, I think what Poch, I know Chelsea fans are sore subjects. I'm not going to stick on Poch for too long. But what Poch did, which we saw with Dele Alli, which young players who need that freedom, was he gave them the freedom. I feel coming into this American system where it's more structured, it's pulled back a little bit in terms of what he's able to do and how he's able to express himself. And that's probably part of the reasons why he didn't play that much at Manchester City, where it's more structured, right? Where you look at Foden's got that sort of flair ability, but once he's pulled into the structure, it doesn't have that. It doesn't do the same. My point I'm saying is that Palmer, the heavy's the head that the crown is on. If he's your best player, he has to step up, regardless of tired or not. We have the same thing for Saka as well. If Saka's poor, I don't care if he's tired. He's got to step up. Yeah, the injury thing is a different thing, right? He's getting more.
What do you mean he's gonna step up? What do you mean he's gonna step up? Because listen, Cole, have you actually been watching the games? Because Cole Palmer's still getting into the same situations he's been getting in. He's still getting the chances that he's been getting. He's just not executing. So when I say the skill is still there, the desire is still there. Sometimes it just gets to a moment where you're not on form. We've seen Saka go through bad patches all the time. You know, every season a player is going to have a bad patch. That
2 months?
Step up.
2 full months?
Yeah, Saka's had that.
2 full months.
2 full months.
And it hasn't been 2 full months with Palmer either, by the way. People are just looking at numbers. People are just looking at numbers.
Looking at the numbers.
Now, just to clarify, AJ, at this point, people looking at the GA. That's what they're referring to, because Palmer's actually been performing for 2 months. He has been. He's just not getting.
It's just since the Brighton games where he's been awful. Before that, he was actually performing well. He just wasn't getting GA.
Has he been your best player in the period of time?
No, he hasn't.
Well, no, because he's been playing bad a lot since Brighton. He's been playing bad. Yeah. So no, he hasn't.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing. It's he is your most. I think he's your most important player, right? I know Caicedo is seen as important, but I think he is the one that makes your attack tick. And if he's not on that, your attack is more disjointed. So the pressure does come to him naturally. I'm not the kind of person that takes the mick of him. I've called him the English Pirlo because I think his passing is absolutely amazing. Right? So you heard it here first. I'm delusional like that. I give weird names like that. Right, I said those things. So
English
I actually
furloughs,
really,
wild.
yeah, I know. This
It's
is me.
crazy, isn't it?
I've said worse. I
wonder what you said about Odegaard if you said that about Palmer, but cool.
I'm just saying, right. But the things, I guess I've got a high standard for him. In the same way I've got a high standard for certain players who I think is special. And I think that the tiredness thing, which I come back to my point, I just don't like it because I think that you're given that opportunity, you're giving the team, go and run it. And tiredness should not be an excuse for you not being the
100%.
best
And you
player
know what?
or looking like the best
Another
player.
player's looking tired. I want to ask just D or CP, they haven't spoken, is Odegaard. Does Odegaard, CP, for you, need to step up? Because he's been a bit of a ghost guard. He's been a bit of a ghost recently, innit? So I want to know, is he going to step up today, on Sunday, the same way Palmer has to? Or you don't think he needs to step up? He's been patterned. What's your opinion on that?
Who, Odegaard?
Yeah, Odegaard.
You know what? He's just had babies and stuff. I just had twins recently myself. I can't really put that sort of pressure on a man who's going through such a vulnerable time in his life. So, me personally, I'm going to take this moment to support my team, and I just hope and pray he can do the best he can. And big up all the Muslims in the chat. Alhamdulillah.
Big up all the Muslims, but Ches, are you going to allow that shamelessness? Because what the hell was that for a response?
That's ridiculous.
What the hell was that?
There's a difference between Odegaard and Palmer, though, man.
You gotta people right here crashing on Palmer, brother. That's shameful. That's shameful.
Do any of you Arsenal fans believe Odegaard's going to turn up on Sunday? Do you actually believe he will?
There's a difference between the two.
He's going to be there, of course. He's going to be there.
You believe he's going to have an 8 out of 10 game or more?
Go on, Just D.
No, there's a difference between the two. You see, with Odegaard, I liken him to David Silva, where you're a controller of the game, but you can have a good game without goals and assists. Palmer's game is not based on controlling; his game is based on goals and assists. So it's two totally different players, but they play similar positions. With Odegaard, he brings a lot to our team, even though he's not scoring and assisting. When he doesn't play, we cannot control the game. There's no link between the defense and attack when he doesn't play. He's integral to our playing style. When you play, David Silva is very similar to Odegaard in that respect, where he's not a GA merchant, but his attacking football is key to the game. That's the difference between Odegaard and Palmer. Palmer doesn't control game. He is a GA
I think
merchant.
there's an easier way to explain it. 1 second. I think there's an easier way to explain it. I think Cole Palmer is more of an actual natural 10. He's more of an attacking midfielder, where Odegaard is more of a deeper midfielder that can also play the attacking role, but not necessarily his main job.
8. Odegaard is an 8. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, I would say one's a 10, one's an 8. And I would say Odegaard
doesn't need numbers then.
Now answer the question.
Same pressure.
Go on,
He has to step up. He has to.
But do you believe he will? Do you believe he's going to step up though?
Yeah.
Right now I don't. The way he's been playing recently, I don't. I
One
don't
second.
He's
not our best player. He's not our best player. Our best players are defenders.
No, but the point is.
That's the reality.
He's your best attacking player that's fit. So we're talking about the attack. Who's going to win you the game? Gabriel isn't going to win you the game unless you get a set piece. We're talking about who's going to win the game for your team.
You want to know the honest truth is?
You're not getting. You don't have.
He's not the match winner. Bro, why are you shutting me down? Are we not here to have a conversation? Let me say my piece.
Just is using what you're using, hiding behind the fact that he's an
not hiding behind anything. The facts.
No one's hiding behind anything.
They just told us about Saka.
Ethan's more of a Cole Palmer example.
Yeah, he is.
Cole Palmer. They're the ones who take the game in the
Who needs to step up for Arsenal then to score the goals then?
Listen, just because Odegaard is a controlling type player, that doesn't mean he. Wait, listen. Just because Odegaard is a controlling. Let me go. Just because Odegaard, just because he's a controlling type player, doesn't mean he can't contribute towards winning games. If he has an 8 or 9 out of 10 performance, I've seen it. I like the guy when he's playing at a good level. He can help you win a game. Someone says, is he going to help you win a game? You don't talk about Gabriel's defending winning you a game. He can help you keep a clean sheet. But doesn't getting goals, getting assists, creating attacking option, Odegaard can help you do that. So is he going to do that on Sunday?
Our point is Odegaard can have a stinker, we still win. That's the truth.
Yeah, Palmer can have a stinker and we might win. That can happen. But we're talking, so you're saying he's going to have a stinker?
He could have a stinker, we still can win the game.
Okay, yeah, so cool. I know that.
You guys are more reliant on Cole Palmer because the rest of your attack doesn't function without Cole Palmer.
Oh, I agree. But do you think he's going to have a good game?
I honestly can't tell you that.
But where's your ability? So you believe yes or more that he will or he won't?
He had a good game against you last time, didn't he?
It depends what
He had a good game against you
His
last
first
time.
game back, and everyone was saying, "Oh, Odegaard's back. He's fixed Arsenal's attack." And then they went shit after.
Odegaard will create chances, but it depends on if the players finish them. Where Cole Palmer, he will create chances for himself and finish it himself. That's two different things.
That's the same thing for Cole Palmer. You see, you tongue twisting yourself, bro. You guys are using the same argument.
No, but I'm saying Odegaard doesn't call his own number. Cole Palmer calls his own number. You know what I mean?
Bro, there's a stat right now that Cole Palmer. What's that stat, guys? I don't know what it is. Cole Palmer.
What about creating chances?
How many chances he's created over the last 2 months, and nobody's finishing? Or you understand that Chelsea's main problem is putting the ball in the back of the net. That's our problem.
Same with us.
So
and the way you Arsenal fans talked about it is as if like Palmer's like Brennan Johnson, that he's just there for just the final action.
Yeah.
I get it. Odegaard's more involved in build up, yes, but Palmer isn't. Palmer doesn't have zero responsibility in build up. Palmer still gets involved in the midfield.
Every single person here is bigged up Cole Palmer. Don't compare him to Brennan Johnson. Every single one, even the biggest hater in Chips, he's gassed him up too. So I don't.
Yeah, but you spoke about him as if like he's just about the final third, just about goals and assists. He's not just about that.
We're comparing him to Mo Salah. Here's the problem. We're comparing him to the best in the league. Nah, bro, you guys do this agenda, try to flip it. Nobody here is disrespecting Cole Palmer. We've actually gassed him. We are actually saying Cole Palmer and Odegaard are not in the same conversation because Odegaard and Cole Palmer play different styles of football. It's like comparing Kevin De Bruyne. It's like comparing Kevin De Bruyne to a midfielder who holds on to possession and barely scores goals. Like they're not in the same.
But Odegaard got 15 goals a couple years ago. Like Odegaard can get into the final third and do things. So why can't he do things now?
Let me end it.
That's a form thing. He's just out of form.
Agal, no one's saying that Palmer and Odegaard are like for like. Let's compare their stats. How's he going to perform? We're saying, I asked you a question about Odegaard. His position, is he going to perform? Let me explain what his position is. Yes, like just he said, he's a tempo setter. Yes, he can play well and the team still not win and vice versa. But at the end of the day, when you've got no attackers who are competent, when the guy got 15 GA 2 seasons ago, I'm not having Arsenal fans come in and tell me, yeah, but like he doesn't need to do well for us to win the game. If he performs well, more than likely you're going to win the game. Because you'll get a GA.
And if he doesn't perform well, more than likely we can still win the game.
How many games you won this?
That's the same for Palmer too. We could win it. We won games when Palmer's played like us. We've seen that.
I think we have more match winners outside of Odegaard than you guys have match winners outside of.
Wait.
Who are these match winners? Who are these match winners? Marino,
they're not offensive.
Martinelli.
You don't have to go to the attack. I'll tell you that.
Who are your match winners?
I'm telling you, you can look at our defense and midfield win us games based on winning the ball high up the pitch and counter-attacking. And our defense.
The set piece coach. That's the match winner. Oh, okay.
No, I'm not even talking about set pieces. Now you're
okay. So you're slightly conflating what the point I'm making. The point wasn't that if Odegaard doesn't play well, we will win the game. The question was, will Odegaard just step up in general? Right, and we have to be very frank. We have to be very frank. This season, he hasn't stepped up in the same way he had last season. Right, his performances have not been up to scratch, even outside scoring or assisting, and that's been a massive issue for us. Because yes, when he plays well and the team ticks, it looks good. And then sometimes even when he plays well and the team doesn't play as well, and you go, oh, we let him down. But this season, we can't say that many times Odegaard has actually played at that level, and that is a problem. So for this Sunday, I fear more that Odegaard will just have a basic game more than a game where he stands out. I hope he does stand out, because I think if he stands out, he gives us a much better chance of scoring more goals. But if he doesn't, then he's just another passenger, and we can't have too many passengers in a game and in a system where we're not scoring that many goals. That's the problem we've got right now. Too many people the game is just passing us by. Though they're passing them by. That is a problem.
I want to answer questions to Arsenal fans. Change. But Hook's joining, and we're going to end off soonish. I know. Thanks all of you, man, for joining as well. Long time on the big panels. It's a bit of you for joining. Any Arsenal fan can respond. Who do you see stepping up on Sunday to win you the game? I know, obviously, you're confident with your defense.
Declan Rice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go on, Gal.
Declan Rice is a guy who's going to step up, and is one who takes control of games and takes it by the scruff of the neck. And offensively, if I'm going to look at one of my attacking players, it's gonna have to be either Ethan or Trossard. Those are the two guys who have been getting involved. So I'm looking at those three as the guys who I'm saying are gonna have to step up. Defensively, we know our defense is gonna be there. Our defense is gonna be solid. Our keeper is gonna be there. Like, we're not worried about that part. If you're talking about just who's gonna get us goals, who's gonna get involved in the attack, it's gonna be the likes of Ethan, Trossard, and Declan Rice.
Just let me ask you a question, yeah? If you don't win this game, I'm not saying you're gonna lose, but if you draw, are you concerned at all moving forward for this season?
Concerned about in terms of, because Nottingham Forest they've had all their hard games at Man City, so those guys have had all their hard games, and we still got Liverpool and we still got Newcastle to play. So of course it can get a bit techie, but we can still win those games as well. That's the difference. So every time you look at a hard fixture and think you're gonna have a tough run, you have to remember, you guys are not on fix. You guys are not on fix.
Is diabolical. Your connection is diabolical. Like the man
Hey, D, is this connection in the Jamaica side?
It's never normally like
right.
Maybe it's
I told him this. I was like him. I told him this.
Maybe it's a Chelsea connection. Maybe it's a Chelsea connection. I don't know, man.
Yeah, man.
It's not normally like that, man.
My man sounded like a robot, man.
Yeah, facts, man. And me personally, I think this game, the player to look out for is Kiwior. I was at work the other day. Me and a Polish guy were sharing a Tusky, and he said it's his time. It's his time, and he's going to really step on and push on forward and stuff now. He said now that Trump's in place, everything's looking a lot more calmer, and it's his time to shine.
Listen, Kiwior.
You won't even play. You're such a joke. You won't even play. You won't even play.
Yes, he will. Watch.
Kiwior's wife shakes. Listen. Kiwior's wife shakes ass, and he's ass. They're match made in heaven.
Wait, is Kiwior's wife like a?
Don't talk about Jacob like that.
She's a twerk. She's a twerk champion.
How do you know that?
Because when he signed, that's the one thing that everyone kept hyping up around in the Arsenal base. None of us seen him play. Yeah, it's just that's all she twerks. So yeah, Kiwior's ass and his wife shakes ass.
Anyway, I know a lot of people have misses on this chat, man. Let's not even do this. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even do this. But anyway, hey, Ads, what do you think, man? Do you think they should be concerned if they don't win this game? Arsenal.
I mean, concerned for what though? Because they've already flopped the title race.
Finishing,
right? They've been flopped the title race.
I personally think for them to keep saying they need to finish second. If they don't finish second, then things get a bit. You know what I'm saying? It gets a bit like. That's what I'm saying.
Well, what's the?
Yeah, I mean, like, but the thing is, like, optically, second looks good, but in terms of like, and I mean, it's just really it's about getting top 5 because we know that England have secured the extra spot, so it's about getting top 5. Are Arsenal going to drop out of top 5? Not a chance. Even if they lost the next 2-3 games, I still wouldn't think they're going to drop out of top 5. So it is what it is. But obviously, optically, yeah, they should still finish second. It will look horrible if they finish behind us or Forest or City catch up to them when they're in, phase 5 and all that. So it shouldn't happen. But it doesn't really matter. Like, it's kind of a bit of a dead rubber for them. It's just about if we're gonna overtake them. That's pretty much what it is.
I hear you.
But I want to know though, for these Arsenal fans, who would you guys start up front?
Only one left to defend.
Raheem Sterling.
Sorry, I was arguing in the chat. Sorry.
And Mark's Arsenal fans, who would you guys start up front?
Me personally, Danny Welbeck.
Mark Overmars.
Well, we're not asking about your ultimate team, brother. We're asking about like Sunday at the Emirates.
Me personally, I would like to see fucking Saka, Havertz, and them, man. That's who I want to see personally. But if you're asking me who Arteta's going to pick, Mourinho.
I'm saying if you're manager and you're picking who's fit or from the fit players, who are you putting up?
It adds, if I was manager, we'd be in League 2, bro. We can't trust me, bro. We can't trust me. I'm not that obnoxious to think that my opinion overweighs Arteta's and that it's going to have any. Whoever Arteta picks, that's who I'm going with. That's my guy. Whoever starts against Chelsea is the guys I'm going to support and who I count on to do the work. That's
fair enough.
This guy's mastered the art of saying nothing while saying a whole lot. It's crazy. Fair, man. Fair. Ollie, what are you saying, Ollie? Who do you want to see up front?
Bro, listen, take all the names of our players, put them in a pot, shake it, pull 3 out and put them up front. Honestly, at this point, that's what it feels like. I mean, if I'm gonna be serious, I'll just go with. I'll go with Nwaneri's got to be on the right hand side because I think he's the only player that we've got who can actually like in the up front who actually has some decent skill. I would oddly go Martinelli on the left hand side as much as I really don't like him, but I think pace against maybe if Fofana is just coming back, and then also you've got Rhys James who will be playing there as well. Again, players who are just coming back, so just use pace against them and see what happens. And up top, possibly start with Merino just for some sort of physicality, and then take him off and bring Trossard. But honestly, we're in the pits of hell right now, so.
I'm surprised you even dropped Trossard to be fair,
yeah, I would. I don't like Trossard. I really don't like him because I think he's got decent finishing. He's not as good as people make it out to be because I think he's only scored 20 goals for us in 2 years. So you think it's a lot more, but it's not that much more. Maybe 21 goals. But I think that he's better as an impact player than he is as a starter. So I'll do that. But again, pick anyone.
What are you saying?
Go on, Dave.
I'm running off to lunch with the girl, but let me just run this down real quick. We're all joking around, bro. Arsenal's most likely winning this game. Let's not bullshit any longer. Not talk shit. Arsenal most likely come out of this game 2-1. This will be real. At best for us, you're not firing, which you haven't been for a while, and we can see out a draw. Your defense makes a mistake, and we somehow pull off a 1-0. That's not going to happen. Reality is it's going to end either 2-1 or a draw. There's no in between. That's the best result I think we can get at our current stage at what's going on versus your team. My biggest takeaways from the game are going to be where Rhys James is playing. I know that sounds a little crazy, but lately Maresca's been putting him in the midfield, and I want to see if he's going to try that again against Arsenal, like against a big team. Past that, I'm going to be looking at your players, mainly Odegaard and mainly your defense, actually, because I believe your defense is the reason you're actually this high in the league and have been for quite some time. Saka has been literally glossing over the fact your attack has been top 4-ish, top 6-ish average. But the reality is your defense is top 2, and it might not be 2. So, you know, it's always going to be up to Chelsea. I always hate you fuckers. I really wish you don't win another goddamn thing. I hope Madrid do you guys 5-0. Just like that. You're going to find out against Madrid real soon, brother. That's all I got to say. But yeah,
bro,
all of you, man.
Before you go, only one team from England has got 100% record at the Bernabeu. I'm just saying.
Hey, and only one club out of these 2 clubs beat Real Madrid on the way to get an actual Champions League. I know which club that is. Take care, boys.
Hey, but left like that. Yo, that was cold.
Crazy.
That was cold. I'm not gonna lie.
That was cold. He got me there.
He got you there, man. But yeah, let's talk Chelsea now with the man them, Ads and AJ. AJ, I think we can kind of predict it, but the only thing I'm thinking about is whether he's going to play James at right back or play Caicedo at right back. What do you think? Do you think he'll do?
I guess because Gusto's injured, right?
So is he going to? Basically, the question I'm going to ask you, because we kind of predict the team, right? Is he going to play the Caicedo inverting like he did last time, or is he going to do like James flat back and then invert with 3 midfield and have like 4 attackers?
It's a good question. I don't see Caicedo starting at right back. I think we need somebody a little bit more secure in midfield to do that. Like we only did that when Lavia was there, you know, and then you have Lavia and Enzo, you know, people who are ultra secure in the midfield. Rhys James is still getting his way in the midfield and getting his legs in the midfield. So, you know, start Rhys James at right back. But obviously he's not going to play traditional right back. You know, we do the inverting thing, so he might end up in the midfield anyway. And then, you know, we see where we go from there. But I think he's going to try to pack out the middle of the field. I think that's what we've been doing, you know, in the big games. So I think that's what he's going to do.
Ads, are you saying? Do you agree with that?
I understand the logic AJ is coming with, but I think for me, I do think we're going to pack the midfield. But our most recent big game was Villa away, where I think it was actually our best performance in the last, 5-6 weeks. We lost, but it was actually a pretty decent performance. And I think we're going to go with a similar setup. So it's going to be Reece in midfield, Caicedo starting, and then Enzo sort of like left mid at times off the ball, but coming into the midfield when we have the ball. Obviously, no Gusto, so probably be Fofana right back. You have Cucurella on the left, and then Palmer, Neto up front, and then Sancho, George, whoever it is, it doesn't really matter right now. I think it's going to be that kind of setup, and yeah, I don't like it. I'm not really looking forward to the game. I think even as a spectacle, it's going to be quite dry because Arsenal aren't in good form. We are in horrible form, at least just in terms of the football. So I think that will be the setup. But is it going to give us the win? I doubt it. Could it be enough to get a draw? It should be, unless Sanchez does something mad, which is likely to happen. Oh.
You know what's so crazy? Elio and CP, every single Chelsea fan I've spoken to doesn't think we're going to win, you know? No one.
I do.
How can we?
I do.
No, you're not a Chelsea fan.
It's not have a bozo moment. That's all you got to do because you're better than us. So all you need to do is just not have a bozo moment and the game's yours.
You know, that's the best thing you said all day, bro. So, you know, spot on. But, yeah, not spot on.
I get there in the end. It just takes me a while.
But let me just say that, right? Just to give Arsenal a bit of credit, right? Even though I do hate them, like, other than obviously the Newcastle games where they got slapped up in the cup, right, which actually cost them a trophy, which, you know, they don't really like doing these days. They have a pretty good record against, you know, the bigger teams. They haven't lost domestically to a Big Six team in like over 2 years. So we have a team that doesn't lose in big games versus us who really don't win big games. So how can I predict anything other than a draw if I'm being optimistic? At best, we're going to get a draw.
Now you said that, I've seen the script. You're annoying. You've put the juju in the air now. Now you're gonna win
the air, innit? You blew it. How can we know that that's the juju? All we do is lose.
Literally, like, how can you not win if what we do is lose in big games? All you lot do is win in big games. Come on, come on. We're playing Legia Warsaw. You're playing Real Madrid. Like, come on, like the levels between us. You know, the levels. Like, you're gonna show us on Sunday, right? So. Yeah.
Let's put the money where the mouth is, yeah? Score predictions before we end the stream. Yeah, big up everyone in the chat, everyone who's watching. Hit the like button on the way out. CP, you gonna give us a serious prediction or are you gonna troll?
I personally think Chelsea take this, you know. I think Chelsea take this. And you know why? Because it's a big game and you lot have more Champions Leagues than us, and that's all that matters in the world of football. So I think
this is what I asked him.
Yo, Arsenal fans are bitter, bro. I realize you guys are bitter, you know.
But I would be too, AJ. I would be better too. Imagine they waited so long.
A serious undertone of bitterness, like in Arsenal fans. You actually listen to these men talk. Like this. Look in the chat. Somebody, this Ashley Best person, I don't know why they have so
yes, Ashley, you made it. We did it.
Ashley Best is going.
You made it to audio, Ashley.
Bro,
yes.
What you say F me for?
It's crazy. It's crazy, but listen, you guys have done well over the past couple seasons, but listen, we don't want to be like y'all because you guys don't get it over the line. Let's really talk about the facts. You guys don't get it over the line, and that's why we will always have chest for you, even in our downturn, because you have proven,
don't do that.
Bro, this was your year to win the title, and look at where you're at. Look at where you're at. This was the year.
Get Ashley.
I respect that. I respect that. You're a vet in the game. You got time in it, so you good. You've seen it.
Yeah,
but listen, reality check. You guys have not won anything. You won the FA Cup, I believe. You know, FA Cup that's a good cup to win. I wish our club could win the fucking FA Cup. You can't win it anymore. But listen, you guys got to get big trophies over the line to talk with the chest that you guys talk with.
AJ, bro. I said we lose. I said we lose. I said we'd lose.
AJ.
Yo,
I need to cut, man. AJ, give me a score prediction.
What's the question? Let us, AJ. What's the last time you won a trophy?
We won the Champions League in 2021. So
no, I won a Club World Cup 2 years ago.
Club World Cup that same year, right?
Oh, it's just 4 years. I'm telling you,
3 years ago. 2 years
listen,
ago.
I was there. I was there when we won the Invincibles and then the FA Cup, and I was like, man, it's sweet. And then 20 years later,
I hear you.
right now, they can.
We're going on 10. We going on 10 with the Premier League. We going on 10.
You blink, you end up being bold, and you still ain't won a trophy in a long time. I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying, though. But 20 years later, though, that's a long time. That's a long time.
I was an 18-year-old when I saw the last time we won a trophy. You guys, most of you guys were still in nappies. You were still in nappies when we last won a trophy. Yeah?
Tell these fans, man. Tell them, bro.
I wasn't in nappies, though. I wasn't in nappies. Probably.
This was y'all year to win it, man.
Hey, what are you saying?
Real talk, bro. I see us getting a 1-0 win. 1-0. 1-0.
AJ, you're actually very.
Honestly, I think Arsenal's gonna win. I think Arsenal's gonna win. Probably, I see like a 3-1, maybe.
It's so sad. This is boys. How have we come to this? We're all predicting losses. This stinks. Olu, go on.
I'm going to go with AJ as well. I think 3-1. I don't know why. I just feel 3-1 Arsenal.
I really don't want to jinx it, but I'm kind of surprised T-Man have just said Arsenal are going to score 3 goals. That surprises me.
It's Chelsea, bro.
Again,
we charity FC.
We're bad enough to gift them 2 or 3 potentially. So I do kind of hear it. But honestly, my prediction's going to be 1-1. And I was going to say 0-0, but we don't keep clean sheets. So I'm going to say 1-1. I do think they're not good enough to... No, let me not say that. let me not say that one. I think we caught them at a good time for them not to beat us. I think it's going to be a draw.
I'm going to say 5-0 Arsenal. Repeat of last year. Doom and gloom. Chelsea season's over. That's what's going to end for me. But yeah, man.
That season's over too, so it is what it is.
Season's done for Chelsea. The fan base is going to implode even more than it already has. You know what I'm saying? Peak. Anyway, people, lit stream, 1 hour and a half.
War a trophy. War a trophy, yeah?
Oh, listen, man. Anyway, people,
we've got a trophy you don't have.
Link to there, in the handle. One sec.
London's finest, 2 Champions Leagues.
Emirates Cup, you never see everybody that. Channels and TikToks and whatnot will be in the description below after add that right after the stream ends. Hope everyone enjoyed. Hopefully I'll get everyone back for the review, which will be really sick, or Carnage could be back this Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The video does well, bring Carnage back this weekend. Yeah, people love the love. See you soon, man. Safe.